Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? It looks like Joe was in first this morning, and thanks for the super chat, Joe. I will let my wife know. In fact, I already did, so she's got a big smile on her face this morning. TT, how you doing? ET, Tommy J, Cobus. Who else is here? Gator's here. David, how you doing? Who did I miss? Let's see. I think I got everybody right. If I missed you, I'll catch you. But good morning for me. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? I only did that short one yesterday. That was only supposed to be 5 minutes, and it turned into whatever it was, 30 minutes. But I figured I'd do another one here. Let it go as long as we want. Hey, Bill. Good morning. At least good morning in my part of the world. I hope everybody had a very merry Christmas, and hopefully it's going to be a good New Year, and hopefully 22 is going to be better than 21. We'll see. I think it will be. I don't know. They have to, like in my opinion anyway, they have to treat this like the flu. I talked to my cousin yesterday because I think they had a bunch of cases in the U.S. and his best friend has it, and I believe it's the new strain, whatever whatever the name of it is. Anyway, he's had it for 2 or 3 days, and he said it's like having a cold. So I don't know. Supposedly it's supposed to be real contagious, but less lethal. We'll see. But like I said, I think the sooner that they just start treating it as a flu and call it a flu shot instead of a vaccine, I think it'll be better for everyone. Hey Jack, hey Gary, how you doing? Glad you could make it by. Again, I hope everybody had a good holiday, whatever it is. I don't know. I say Christmas. I didn't really get too much crap unless Mitch or somebody was deletes them before I see them. But I don't even know if he could do that. I think I could still see stuff. But um, yeah, I hope everybody did. And I think come with him, but I think Mitch was sick, but now he's better now or something. But he didn't go. I don't think so. I think I'm going to be meeting up with Tom, Thailand Digital Nomad, this morning, this afternoon, sometime. I will. I'm sure there he is, right there. That's a Mr. Mitch video. Yeah, I watched it this morning. I didn't get a chance to comment on it, but I did watch the first part of it. It's a long one for you. I think it's a whole 5 minutes or something. So I only got into the first 2 minutes, I think, but I will check it out. But you're on your way here, or um, when will you be here, Tom? Hey, Jam, I glad you could make it. She says hello to everyone. Hey, Soy Mafia. And is Brock here? I didn't know. Yeah, Brock is here. Morning. And no trolls on the last live stream. I know that's unbelievable. I think everybody's kind of just let things go. I think. I hope, anyway. I know I have. I'm just going to. Hey, Bobby, I'm glad you could make it. How are you, sir? Hope you and your wife are doing well. Hopefully, you can get to Thailand soon. Too bad you couldn't get here before you have to do some kind of queue now and just do the one day, but hopefully they'll bring that back. Uh, Estimated 1800 military time. So what is that? 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 8, 9. I don't know. Somebody tell me. I'm horrible with military time. Have been my whole life. Um, I think that's this morning sometime, right? 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 18, 18, 6. No, it can't be. I don't know. Maybe 6 o'clock tonight. Maybe I guess 6 p.m. tonight. Okay, cool. And then are you staying tomorrow, or are you moving on tomorrow after you do whatever you're gonna do? Are you spending 2 nights here or one? Thanks, TT. Everybody's jiving in. I'm the worst, man. With for some reason it doesn't want to click in my brain. Uh, and Jem's driving. Okay, don't get in an accident. Just listen. I'm glad you came in though. Nikki posted. Did I miss? Nikki's not here, is she? But Let's see. I'm hopefully maybe we'll go over to I don't know what time when Tom rolls in, but definitely tomorrow we'll go over to the house. That's for sure. Um, I'm hoping that I'm going to meet the brother. We are having the deal. So anybody that knows, I don't know if you know this, Tom, or whatever yet, but we're having that party on the 8th of January, my wedding and the house party. My wife decided that she wants to do it before we move in. So I don't argue with her, and I'm going to dress as she wants me to dress, even though I don't want to dress that way. So I've had all the pertinent conversations with her, and I'll do what what I'm told to be doing because it's her day, basically. I'm just there for the ride. But yeah, so anybody that's in the area or whatever, email me, um, and and I'll give you directions or whatever to the. Hopefully she's going to go today or tomorrow. She's got to get these. I guess what I would call or we would call in the Western world invitations, and once she gets those, then I'll send a copy of to everybody that wants to come or that can come. Uh, but Elephant Park tomorrow and your new home update. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Elephant Park, and then you're cutting out that same day tomorrow after you get done at the Elephant Park or whatever, whichever I'm imagining. Um, so yeah, so that's gonna go on. We already got, like I said, I've got the clips. I might do a little video editing after I get done with this live stream. I did just a little montage of her TOT it was day before Christmas or something like that. Anyway, it was a combination of what I could see, a Christmas party and a New Year's party for TOT. So she wanted me to film a little bit. It's mainly for her and her friends. So, don't feel bad about if I put it up and you guys don't bombard it watching it. But it's actually kind of cool. It's fun. My wife's in it a lot. She was basically the I don't know what would you call it, the person with the speed with one of the microphones. I don't know what you'd call it. She was in charge of the party. So the same person that stage that's there and the tables and the food, some of the food I took a picture of, that's going to be the same guy or the same person is going to do is going to set up our deal. What they do is they charge you. There's eight seats at a table. And I can't remember exactly how much it is for the whole thing. That we're going to have 30 tables, so 250 people, and then we'll add as more people, maybe here in Thailand want to come. I definitely want to shoot out if Chuck's watching or James or Joe or anybody that was in. I'll post it in our little hogs group. They're more than welcome to come. Just let me know. In fact, I'd like it if they could come. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of English speaking people at my wedding because my family, I don't think they're going to be able to make it. Even if they were to do something now, they'd still have to do a queue in the sandbox, so they wouldn't get here in time. I don't think so. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Good morning to you. So anybody that's here that wants to hit me up on with an email, and if I don't answer on the email, hit me up again because I have so many emails. It's an old email address. I should change it to a new one, but it's one that I've had for 30 years or something, and I get stuff from 30 years ago. I never cleaned it up. So anyway, if I don't get back to you pretty quick, hit me up again. But yeah, but it should be a good time. So we're gonna have that. Then we have the family, my aunt, or her aunt, or my aunt, I guess, and her best buddy, one of her best buddies, a couple of them. They're going to also do some more food, so there will be no shortage of food here in at the party in Isan or booze, I'm sure. Again, like I said the other day, the only thing I'm worried about is I don't want people to. We're going to try to procure a bunch of rooms and have people that are a little bit too inebriated get taken there. There'll be a driver here and or at the new house and drive them to there, and then take them in the morning to wherever they need to go. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I guess that's the case with any type wedding across the whole United States and world, but I worry about it, I guess. Never used to. Never used to give a shit about anything. Uh, I have been. Page. Okay, I'm missing something, I guess. Anyway, so that person. So if you do want to watch a little bit of the clip of there'll be a DJ there type person, and there'll be karaoke because I think that's part of the Thai culture. They just love their karaoke and love to sing. Man, it was a good time. I actually was there longer than I wanted to be, and I was more than happy to stay. It was fun. It was a good time. So there'll be that, and then there's my oldest that does the traditional Thai dance. I guess her and I think 6 of her friends are going to come from Bangkok for the wedding and do some traditional Thai dance at the wedding or house blessing or whatever you want to call it. The big giant party is what I call it, and so it'll be a good time. So again, I'll invite people after this and try to get them individually and message them, and hopefully some of them can show up, even though it's short notice. I think Chuck is back home, but I don't have any idea what he had planned. I know Joe is kind of far away. James is 6 hours or whatever, but they probably have things to do. And like I said, don't worry about anything. If anybody can't make it, I thoroughly understand. But I'd like to have you if you do want to come. What did I miss, Bobby? Just said, sorry to hear. What did Bill say? I didn't quite catch that. Let me somebody maybe explain. Nikki Dunn, 12 hours ago. Sorry. I will back to message soon. I have COVID, so been very. Oh, that's Nikki put that on her page, Bill. Am I reading that right? Or sometimes I'm a little dyslexic, but is it on Nikki's page? She posted that. Yeah, this is on Nikki's page, so it's not Bill, right? Sorry to hear that Bill get well soon. So I don't think it's Bill, Bobby. I think it's Nikki. Oh, well, maybe somebody could go, or maybe Bill could get it. Not me, Nikki. Oh, okay. So he clarified it here. Thanks for putting that up. I really appreciate that, Bill. She's a good one. Shout out to you if you're got one eye open, Nick. Don't worry about saying anything. Just get better, please. Uh, let's see, Nikki. Wow. Okay. Dave, singing karaoke is the content. Yeah, I tell you what, man, they have so much fun. I mean, at the party there was maybe 8 or 10 people that probably had a little bit more liquor than anticipated, but they were up there singing and they just have such a good time. There's always, I've been to weddings and all sorts of different I don't even know what to call half of them. One is when your son becomes a monk for however long, and that was the one I did with all the elephants in the video riding around, and every single thing. They're all dancing, smiling, having a good time. Just it'll be fun. I'm hoping that people can make it, and I know a lot of people have asked me, "Am I going to live stream or do something?" I probably will. Hopefully, there's going to be some other vloggers that'll show up and do some too. That would be nice. If not, I mean, I like I said before, I think it was at the short one yesterday. Um, if everybody, I'm worried about the getting attacked while I'm not, looking at the chat. So if the moderators want to, do a little shifts through a 3, 4, 5, 6 hour. I don't know how long I can do on. I think I can do 10 hours on StreamYard. But anyway, if they want to break it up and do something like that, I'd be more than happy. I'll just set the camera up, turn it on. Not a big deal, and then everybody can join in as they want to. That would be fine with me. I got no problem because I could actually tell my family in the around the world that I'm doing that, and then they can tune in if they want to and see too. In fact, that'd probably be a good idea. So yeah, I would imagine she's dead asleep. Well, I don't know. I always say that she's awake at 2, 3 o'clock in the flipping morning. Wow. Well, hopefully she gets better. Like I said, I talked to my cousin yesterday, and I believe his best friend has the new strain, and he self-tested himself and then went in and got tested, and he said it feels like a bad cold, a little bit of a fever, and kind of, but nothing horrible. And that's what I've been hearing around the people chattering about the new variant, is that it's real contagious, but it's not as deadly. So we'll see. Um, you can turn off the chat. Oh, I can. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know I could do that. It's amazing. A lot of shit I don't know, right? But I'm having fun, so I don't care. We all are having fun. I'll be watching. All right, Gary. Yeah, I think I might do that. I'll try to figure out how I do. Unless you guys want to chat, I mean, I'll stop by every once in a while and wave and look at it. But somebody has to be there to monitor it. So it's up to you, as they say in Thailand. Up to you. Um, but if not, I will. I'll turn it off. But I think it would be fun. Randy's here. Did I say hi to Randy? I don't know. Did I, Randy? How you doing? Good evening, Robert Mack. Hi, Randy. How's it going? Randy's kind of from my old stomping grounds, so I'm always glad to see you coming in. But I like the butt ums. I got to get over that. It should be a bunch of fun. The only other thing that we're trying to figure out is how much booze. She's stacking it up. It's going to be pricey, but it'll be fun. Not even close to anything like I have friends that have daughters get married and spending $50,000 and stuff. U.S. dollars, which I always thought was crazy. I mean, if my daughter gets married and I can afford to do something, I'd rather just give her the dough, than and you do what you want. You want to have a big giant wedding, have a big giant wedding. You want to buy a brand new car, buy a brand new car, or buy a house. Up to you. It's a new theory, is the Thailand phrase. Up to you. Um, I know Bobby's still trying to get here. Robert Matt Gage is going to head out in the winter over the hills. But yeah, so hopefully I will. And then as I find out if people are coming, if they want other people to know, I'll let you know. If not, it'll be a surprise. If I do a live stream, it'll be surprise when you watch it. Some people don't like to let people know exactly when they're going to be on what day and what time, which I understand. I don't particularly care, but everybody will know where I'm going to be. Of course, that would be quite a ballsy move, wouldn't it? Let's see. Everyone in the chat. Anna woke up, and we are on our way. 7.5 to Darn Cells. Dave will update you on the road. All right, Tom. I looking forward to see you. I guess we'll go out to dinner somewhere. I'll talk to us by the time you get her. She should be. What time is it now? 9. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 o'clock or something. 4 or 5 o'clock. She gets off at. You either need to settle into the hotel and all that kind of crud anyway. But she gets off at 4:30, usually between 4:30 and 5. So yeah, keep me updated, and we'll meet up somewhere. That's for sure. Yeah, there you go, everybody. Send out a big thumbs up to Richard of Richard's Travels mom's. How you doing, Richard's mom? Hope you are well. Maybe Richard will stop in. He stopped in the other day. I don't know what it was. A couple of live streams ago, something like that. Good man. I really like Richard. Chicken noodles will be good. Whatever you want to eat, I'm fine. We eat anything. We went out to barbecue. Was it night before last? It was fun. Had a good time. 6 of us went. Really reasonable. I think it's 299 baht, and it includes a lot of shrimp, but that's mainly the higher end deal of that particular barbecue is the shrimp, but a lot of beef and bacon and and then of course all the soup stuff and mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. Pretty good deal, I think, for $2.99. So we can do whatever you want. They've got a good one too. It's real pricey, but they have a sushi place. I went once before. It's usually 880 baht each, but the stuff, the salmon and the cuts that they have is top notch sushi, and they're running a promotion trying to build up business again. I think 550 baht. So when you think about it, what, $16 or something like that for all you could eat sushi? Go try to find that in the U.S. I don't think, especially this, like I said, it's quality place. Not that we'd go there. That's I think that's way overpriced for me, especially if I've got to bring mom, dad, the kids, me, my wife. It tends to add up. And everybody's saying hi to Richard's mom. Good job. Villager commercial chicken. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many good places. Like I said, it's a little bit different if you've been to Thailand and you've only experienced Pattaya, Bangkok. And sure, there are places there that serve Isan food. It's a totally different food. Damn near is my personal opinion. Is it better than most? I like it because seems to be a lot more spicy, and I've gotten to, over the 3 years that I've been here, built up a tolerance. I can take pretty spicy food. When I first got here, I couldn't even take a bite of papaya salad, a mild papaya salad, but now a lot better. But I like it. If you get a chance to, even if you're in any other place and there's people that are advertising Isan foods, I would definitely suggest trying it. Very good. Let's see. I didn't miss anything, did I? If I missed anything, guys, put it back in. If you have questions or something, by all means, let me know. Rock saying hi to Richard's mom. Get well soon, which I'm sure she will. And hopefully Richard will be making an appearance again. I really do miss my late night ventures. Trying to stay up to watch Richard travel, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again. Yeah, always, and it's it's ridiculously cheap in some of the villages. It's just, and they're happy to get the business. That's why a lot of people, their comments on here, Thailand's trying to get rid of the backpackers and the people that have smaller sums of money, coming into Thailand, and I just think that's ridiculous. They call them cheap Charlies or whatever. It's not really a true name. I mean, they're coming here, they have a limited supply, and they buy the 30 baht soups and 25 baht and 40 baht, but they're given to the economy just like everybody else. Probably more so to the people that are on the streets. So they all need to come, and I'm still an advocate even now. I mean, it's kind of a bummer now that you got to go through a sandbox, is what I understand. I haven't checked it, and like I always say, check it yourself. But I believe you have to come in through Phuket, or you have to do a longer queue, or inside the room queue in Bangkok. But if you're coming here to stay a long period of time, I still think it's a good time. And I don't know. I don't know what the counts and everything were, but I'm thinking they're right around 2,500 or something. But like I said, I think Thailand needs to not panic, man. They need to stand tough. I wouldn't even have taken away the deal. I mean, if you don't have COVID when you come in, I don't know. They're testing everybody when they come off the plane. If you test negative, what the hell, I mean, I don't know. My personal opinion, again, I don't want to tell anybody how to do their jobs or what to do, but I know one thing: they need to keep moving in a forward direction, man. They can't shut stuff down again. It just wouldn't be good for anybody. I am. I know I am. I definitely am. But like I said, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're trying to get rid of the riffraff and with visas and making it tougher and all that crap." And I don't think that's true. I think they're keeping out to a certain extent. They want people that are here that want to be here and want to contribute to the economy. And like I said, spending 25 baht is still contributing to the economy. You know, the people need the money. They're happy to get it. The one lady that I buy the sweets for, you know, are from for my father-in-law. She's happy as hell to get it. Gives me a free one all the time. Of course, I give her an extra 20, 30 baht or something on a 40 baht deal. But, you know, so she's happy to see me, of course, all the time. But, you know, that's above and beyond that money that she's making that I give her afterwards. That's just because I like her and I want her to, you know, have a little extra dough. But she's happy to make the money that she's making on the 5 baht little whatever they are. I don't even know what they are. I've never even tasted them. I'm afraid to taste them because they're supposed to have a little bit of liquor in them, and they're supposed to be really good. But you know, everybody needs to participate in it, and from the backpacker that's here living on a you know an $800 a month budget to the guy that's living on 5,000 of US dollars a month. You know, it it all it all adds up. It all contributes to the economy. Oh, let's see, what did Brock say about this? The backpackers spend their money on street food stalls and high class tourists eat expensive restaurants. Doesn't spread far into the community. Their money doesn't spend far. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, every dollar that's spent, you know, is good for Thailand, and you know they just need to get the people in here and get stuff moving. Like I said, you know, until they can prove to me that these numbers that they're getting of people that are passing away are actually from the virus and not from old age or you know just complications from having a cold, whatever it is, I'm going to still say they're full of shit. You know, you know it's a natural deal. You know, it's just like a strain of the flu, as far as I'm concerned. Although it seems like, and I'm not for or against any kind of vaccinations, but from what I've seen on the vaccinations, if it you know, lessens the intensity of it and gives you a better chance of surviving, even if you have underlying conditions, then good, you know. Then it's a you know it's a flu shot. Like I said, I still that vaccine thing really is stuck. I think we went over that once. Everybody put in the definition of a vaccine, but a vaccine in my mind keeps me from getting something, not lets me get it and spread it, but I won't die from it. That doesn't click to vaccine in my mind. But I'm sure somebody will post something in here or a comment telling me to go to hell. But that's okay. I like it. But yeah, so I don't know. But I see, you know, here in Surin anyway, like I had said before, we're gonna go to that elephant village and they're having the elephant thing here. A lot more people on the streets, yes. Uh, Normal, no. 80% or plus 85, yes. Uh, like I said, here in Surin, we really didn't get affected because we're not, you know, we're not driven by tourism. So everybody that's on the street vendors to the high class restaurants to the everything are all there doing business with the foreigners that are here and the Thai people that have the money to spend, and all the way down the gambit. You don't see, you know, go by a noodle place and there's you know 30 foreigners in there and 10 Thai people. It's you know 40 or 39 Thai people and me. So you know it that they support their own, which I think is great. It's better for Surin anyway, but I think they just need to. I don't know. I said it a million times, but they just need to treat it like the flu. You know, if you get it, and it's not overloading the hospitals. Although they're, I'm hearing through sources that they're saying that the emergency rooms and stuff in the U.S. are getting overrun, but they always have. Every time that I've been to a emergency room in the U.S., no matter where in California, it was always a 8 hour wait. Always. I think maybe the earliest I got in was 6 hours. So you walk in, then there's 100 people, you know, because we give away shit free, you know, in California. We don't care, or they don't. I live in Thailand now, so so overloading the emergency room, that's not hard to do. One extra patient will do that. Although I did, in case you ever want to try, when you go into an emergency room and no matter what you have, a bloody nose, a sore throat, whatever the case may be, always throw in, and my chest hurts a little bit and I'm short of breath. And they'll take you right up, do your blood pressure and stuff, and you move right to the front of the line. So don't tell anybody. But it's worked for me, although I did have those symptoms, but it worked for me 2 or 3 times when I was in the United States. I'm not going to comment again. What happened? That's a great point. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Maybe I'm going to put up the link because I'll have I'll have Brock come on and explain that I must have missed something. I probably did, which wouldn't be the first time. So I'll put up the link. Anybody that wants to come in. It's been 30 minutes, I think, or so. There's a link if you guys want to jump in. Yeah, 32 minutes. Well, 13 thumbs up. Cool. Thanks, Bill. I saw a story where many people are testing. People are testing positive or going to. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know how. I'll have to ask my cousin, but I don't know how he. The one I told you his best friend had it, did the home test twice to make sure, and then went. And I don't know if he went to his doctor or what he did, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've told people. My cousin had told me for a year that when he went in, he thought he had it at one time, and he didn't. But he went in, and his doctor said, even if you get some kind of symptoms and stuff, and they didn't even have, or they probably did, but it wasn't readily available, the home tests. Just, as long as you're not struggling to breathe and you're just having flu-like symptoms, just kind of relax at home. By all means, if it escalates at all, come in. But people get scared, I guess. So they panic, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't panic. The daughter last night, the youngest one, has kind of a snivelly and a deal, and we have the home test one, so we tested her and she tested negative. So she doesn't feel better today. We'll take her over if she wants to go. But it's a lot different here. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced Thailand medical procedure here, but it's absolutely awesome. I mean, it's like an emergency room 24 hours a day. You just go in, walk in. There's maybe at the most, I don't know, the most I've seen there, I mean, I've had to wait is maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. And they have doctors on call there. They bring them down to their so-called whatever emergency area. And you see a doctor within an hour, I would think, sometimes 15 minutes. So it's a great thing. You don't have to have an appointment. You just walk in. Now sometimes in the government hospital, you have to wait a little bit, but I'm talking about the private hospital. And anytime we have anything, we go to the private hospital for emergency stuff. And then me and my wife have changed over to the government hospital because they give us a better price on our medications. So, and I see the same doctor. The same doctor is over at the government hospital certain days, and at this is the guy that saved my life. He's at the private hospital certain days. So I see the same doctor, get the same treatment, get the same everything, but I pay like 1/10 of what I would pay over at the private hospital. It's weird. And they pay like 85% or something when I go, and I go every 3 months. Although I'm going to go after the party here. I'm supposed to go. They changed one of my medications. Hey, Xander, man, how are you? Yes, I did. It was fun. Next year will be the Telltale one. The kids they want to experience the whole. Excuse me, my nose is itching. The whole USA Christmas holiday spirit thing. So we'll do a Thanksgiving and a Christmas and a New Year's. And the kids here, at least mine here at 18 and 16, they're like, 10 and 12-year-olds anyway. They're excited to get a bowl of rice, So if we actually do a thing where we get, they each got 15, 20 presents to open up Christmas morning, they'll be in heaven. And that's probably why they want to do it. But hey, Douglas, how you doing? Let's see, what did Douglas say? I had pneumonia in the States. They treated me with antibiotics and then prescribed steroids just in case I got COVID. I recovered. And that's what I had when everybody thought that that I was the first case of COVID. Or, have you sure? You sure wasn't? And the way that I put it is I was in there, but, the nurses, no one was wearing masks or anything. So as my doctor said, if you would have had it, you would have infected the whole, the whole ward there, the whole floor. So he's saying, no, it was pneumonia, a severe case of pneumonia, but pneumonia. And I shrugged it off. What an idiot, like I told you guys, as my wife's begging me to go to the hospital, I'm outside saying, okay, 1 minute, smoking a cigarette, and I couldn't even breathe. I was like, and I'm still trying to smoke this freaking cigarette. What a horrible habit. Hey, Joe. He's yeah, I did get the first one. Thank you very much. That's the second one. My wife loves Joe. She's getting ready to do that too. I guess we'll do that after we get moved in. And like I told you, I'll do a short or something. I'll do whatever she wants. If she wants to do a whole video on it, I'll do a whole video. But I'm going to leave everything up to her. I still got to figure out how to get the money out. I don't even know. I was supposed to get a PIN number. I want to change it over to her name so that it goes directly to her. So I got to figure out how to do that. So I got to ask a bunch of questions and actually not procrastinate. But otherwise, I'm just going to give her the money, and then when it does come out of there, I'll take it. Hey, Dowlow, I'm imagining you're here because I see TT said hello. I didn't see you come in. Oh, there you are. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, and it's on two because you're. See, I had pneumonia 2 years ago, John, right after I got back from Thailand. And just so you know, Bobby's wife, Jan, is she's an RN, right? I think she's an RN. But yeah, that'd be nice to have around. We have an RN around. It'd be good for me. Although I got the second best thing, I got a Thai wife, so that's the closest thing to a live-in nurse as you get. Hey, Dave went to. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Hey, Ron, it's unbelievably cheap. When I went, I want to say I pay like for a 3-month supply of medicine for both me and my wife, and I have a lot. She has just a couple. We both have blood tests. We both see the doctor. We're there pretty much a half day at the government hospital, and it's usually about 12,000 baht. And in the States, just for my medication was like this is with insurance, was like $120 a month. And that would be what 10,000 baht is like, what, $100? I don't even know. Anyway, we usually, out of that 12,000, we get back 10,000 from the insurance. So 2,000 baht for 3 months is what, like 10, 15, 700 and something baht a month for medication and the doctor visit and the blood test and everything's for cost us out of pocket $16, $17. Unbelievably cheap here to get. It's the same thing like going, like I said, going to the Honda dealer. I will never work on a motorcycle or a scooter as long as I live. The rest of the time I'm here in Thailand, it's just too cheap. I went over to I think did I tell you I had when I got back I had a flat on the Snoopy eye, and I decided one day I had them pick it up and put it in the back of the pickup. Had the workers from over there help me, and I was driving around. I said, I'm just going to go to Honda. How much more could it be, So I go to Honda. They put a brand new back tube in, and everything was there. Maybe they worked on it 30 minutes, 25 minutes. And go over and pay 121 baht or something like that. 221 baht. So what is that? $6, $7, $8? It's like, and that included the labor, the tube, and everything. It's just the same thing with the hospitals. I mean, it's not that it's not worth it. You got to go, but it's just very reasonable. But like again, that cost me a million baht to do the 3 months that I did in the hospital, which I still think is cheap, but I was stupid by not having insurance. So again, here's my make sure you get insurance if you're going to live in Thailand. Don't dick around with it. Just do it. I didn't see Brock. Did I guess? Did you answer your question and I didn't and I didn't read it? I had a very nice Christmas with my daughter. Great place, great food, lots of cold beer. I know 43, unbelievable. It's wow. You need to get to Thailand, brother. It's nice and cool here in Surin. I don't think it gets whatever 82 degrees Fahrenheit is and 60 65, 67 in the morning. It's definitely my time of year in Thailand in Isan, or at least in Surin. And I think in Tat Panom, where Chuck, No Time to Be Sad, and Paige are from, it's even cooler. But I really like it. Bushfire. That can't be good, can it? I'm imagining. It's raining at your place right now. What did you now? What are you gonna do, Brock? What's the plan now? Because I'm sure that Australia is gonna go crazy over this now. What are they gonna lock everything down again? I don't know. I mean, I hope not. 82 is 27. Thanks, Xanderman. Yeah, it's nice here. Very comfortable, even in the mid afternoon. After this, I'll probably do a little bit of editing on that TOT party and put that together. And it's not going to be a long one. I'm going to keep it. I'll put a longer one together, but I'll just send it to my wife in a file. She can give it to all the people there. But I'll do a short one for YouTube, maybe 5 minutes tops. But if you want to see what the food was and a little bit about that, the where they put up the stand and the karaoke and all that kind of stuff, you can pop in and fast forward through it. Yeah. All right, Ron, got to run. See you guys later. Have a great day and night all. You too. I forgot to ask, how's the? It sounds good in my ear again, but Chris isn't here to critique me. But it sounds okay. I know the video is pretty much always the same. I know I got a little crap up here in this corner. I can't wait to get over to the new house to actually set up my little area. 18°C, that's a good temperature. There will be no more lockdowns in Australia, according to the government. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. I just can't see it, anywhere in the U.S. They've just got to start living with this. It's something that's gonna be around us for well after I'm dead. I mean, this isn't gonna just go away tomorrow. What did Gary say? Most of Australia says no more lockdowns or borders except West Australia, which has been closed for months. Is that where Brock lives? Brock, are you in West Australia? February 5th is the opening date at the moment. If Omicron gets loose, and so they might open earlier. So are you planning on getting out as soon as they open it? I'm imagining you are. You had always said that you were ready to go as soon as you could get out of the country without having to worry about, spending the extra money to fly here, there, and everywhere. Hey, Joe, thank you again for the super chats. Like I said, she's excited. She's got most of it worked out. I'll share it with you once I find more information. I'm just a innocent bystander in this. She wants to put it on. It's her best friend that's that's a teacher at that school. So, and we've been talking about doing this for probably a year and a half, ever since all the COVID bullshit. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. the kids will be happier than heck. Here in Victoria, we were back to wearing masks inside shops, still using QR codes. And we've never changed here in Thailand. We have a mask on all the time. So, and a lot of people, I mean, are they tired of it? I know Tom is. It really bothers me because, like I had said before, from being on that tube down my throat, any kind of restriction, even if it's the slightest in my breathing, freaks me out and makes me anxious, you know. And so having that thing on really drives me crazy. Good luck in getting out, Brock. As soon as I can, as soon as I can get flights and visas, and even the counseling shut. Wow. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, I'd get here as quick as I could. I'm worried about leaving and not being able to come back is my biggest thing. So I won't even travel back to the U.S. to visit family and friends until I'm 100% positive that I'm not going to have any problem getting back into Thailand. I will not take that chance. Yeah, I know everybody I think does. Yeah, it sucks, and that's one thing why I kind of stop and go at the gym. I don't want to go in there. Like, see a lot of people wearing masks, and if I don't have the mask on, they kind of, you know, they're all mostly 99% Thai people. Um, you know, it. I don't want to freak people out. It's not worth it. So I'll walk a little bit more. I need to walk more anyway. Um, Tom's, he's still trying to get women to get in a car. I haven't had that problem in years and years and years. I'm one of them weird people that, like, you know, when I came back on the from the motorbike deal, that 11 and a half hours straight through. I'm kind of that way when I go on vacations. When I do, haven't been that way too bad with my family here in Thailand, but when I had my family in the U.S., it was like, you know, bring a can to pee in or whatever, because I'm on the road and I'm ready to go. I don't want to stop unless I need fuel. But it I could be kind of a pain in the ass too, I guess. But it seems like, and to get them going, to get my wife going, even my Thai wife, they're just, I don't know. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. What time are we going to be ready? 10 o'clock. 10 minutes to 10, I'm ready to go. But, you know, 20 minutes after 10, you know, my counterparts have always been, well, I'm almost ready. You know, I guess it's just part of the female male thing, or I think it is. I could be wrong. We're planning on Dowlow. We're loosely planning on May to June, but who knows? How long are you going to stay when you come? Just to visit Dowlow? ET, how are you? I don't know if I said hello to you or not. I think I did. Was planning Kobe's was planning to go over to Thailand in March or April, but the new variant may delay this. Well, let's hope not. Let's see, Jam. Question number: what should we do with the tax when we're in Thailand? Yeah, I'm kind of exempt from it. My one retirement, I have retirement and my Social Security. My Social Security isn't enough to that I have to pay taxes on, and because I had my own kind of like Aflac policy when I got hurt, uh, because it's really a weird thing too. Let me bring Jake in real quick, and then I'll finish that quote. Hey, Jake. Um, so what it is the it's really weird. So if you're a younger person watching this and you don't realize it, but I didn't realize it at the time. I got a policy through Cigna, which was kind of like an Aflac policy. When I changed union, just basically shirts, the hospital that I was at, UCSF, they people would bid on their contract, and another company got it. They wanted me to stay there. They told the company, "You take Dave, or you know." And they said, yeah, no problem. Anyway, I put on this shirt. I signed the policy. They would give me so much money for how much money I made a year. It cost me $99 a month. best $99 I ever spent. But what I found out afterwards by my tax person was because I purchased it and it was my policy, I don't have to pay taxes. If my company would have purchased that for me, I would have had to pay taxes. So you do have to pay U.S. income taxes, but you just need to get a good, whoever you're using for taxes now can figure out all that and tell you what you need to do. But as of a certain thing, I can make under a certain amount, and I don't have to pay any taxes, which is cool. I like that. Not to say anything bad about my government, but I don't want to give them one thin dime. I've given them enough in my life for 10 lifetimes, and that's enough for me. But if I have to, I have to. What am I going to do? Hey, Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Dave. Hope your Christmas
Good.
was good. I missed your live stream. I was busy
It
with
was
my
only going to
mother.
be 5 minutes anyway. I was just going to say, hey, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. There's only 2 people here. Then boom, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. I'm going, all right, I guess I'm here for a little while. But it was just to say hello. It wasn't really to do anything. I figured I'd do the one today, and I'll let this one go a little bit longer. Wow, almost an hour
My
already.
wife wanted me to say hi, Dave, and Merry Christmas to you, even though it's
And
a
Merry
little
Christmas
past.
to you too. Looking forward to meeting you guys when you
Yeah.
get here. Hey Daniel, how you doing? And hopefully we're gonna have a bunch of fun. It's gonna be nothing but fun when everybody starts to get in here. Like I said, I'm hoping that things don't start backpedaling and going backwards, which they already have a little bit. But you know,
There was a report out of South Africa by their health ministry down there that was just really telling, and you won't see a lot of it in the news unless you kind of dig around and find some of it on the South African social media that was basically saying lockdowns and all these things for this Omicron variant were not necessary. The thing ran its course in 3.5 weeks, and
right?
in South
That's what I'm hearing.
Africa, and
That's what I'm
and
hearing too. I'm hearing the same thing.
you know,
Hey
I'm
Mitch, how
I'm
you doing?
I'm not a virologist, and I won't pretend to be one, but everything that I read says viruses naturally mutate to be more contagious but less lethal
And that's what it looks
over
like it's doing.
time. And
Yeah.
so if you go from the original to the next big one was the Delta to the Omicron, we seem to see that trend where things are getting much more contagious but less lethal. So
Right, right.
I
And
think that's promising.
I think so too. I mean, I think the Thailand thought they had to do something, so that was the thing that they took away was the easy access. But like I'm saying, if they're gonna if the test is reliable and they're gonna give it to you when you come in and you test negative, what the hell? I mean,
But
I don't understand. You know.
what we're seeing here in the U.S. is
Hey, Andy.
it's the college bowl football season, right?
Right.
And you've got they're mandatory testing all these kids who have no symptoms, they're not sick or anything, and they're mandatory testing these kids, and they're having to call these bowl games off because a bunch of asymmetric kids that are actually testing positive for something that's mutated to the point where it's probably not going to even cause any symptoms. It's
But
kind
like
of
I said, I talked to my cousin, the one that I basically grew up with. We're 6 months apart in age, so we spent a lot time together when we were our youth, and when we're still in contact with each other a lot. And his best friend, he said, has it, and it's like he explained it as a cold. I got a little bit of a fever and kind of feel blah blah, but and he's had it for 3 4 days. So I yeah, I think once they do see that, and once we get some real numbers, like, okay, this 118-year-old woman with diabetes and breathing problems and had 18 heart attacks and 5 strokes passed away from COVID yesterday. You know, when we get over that bullshit and get some real deals, like somebody that actually died from that illness and not a, you know, when they, like I said, it's always completely confused me when Thailand used to put out, we had 35 deaths. Horrible. Oh, that's horrible. The medium age was 63 years old. Well, that means that half those people were 80,
Yeah.
85. And it's like, so what did they die from? So I
I
don't know. I know
I
I hear
put
a
it
lot
in
of,
your chat, and I don't want to over politicize or anything here, but I put it in your chat. I mean, we here in the United States do not discriminate between dying with COVID and dying from COVID.
right.
If you died from something else, but you happen to have had COVID,
But
no
you died of
COVID
COVID.
symptoms, but you
Right,
died
right.
with COVID, you're still counted as a COVID death.
And I
And
haven't
I think
seen Mark.
that's
I don't
largely
know. Oh,
because of government funding. Hey, I thought I saw Mitch in here. What's going on?
yeah, Mitch is here. Hi, Mitch. This is
Yeah.
Mark. I don't know if I met you. How you doing? Being in the USA is like being in jail. I was like 6 months out to file SSI in December. Planned to move to the Philippines before the world closed down. I'm waiting for when I can get out of jail now. Yeah, I don't know. I still want to go to the Philippines, but I've heard so many pros and cons about the Philippines and stuff. I'm gonna have to go there myself to see with my own 2 eyes because I'm hearing bad stuff about not being safe and the infrastructure and this and that. But
Well,
I've heard there's a lot of I don't
it
know.
really varies, Dave. I've spent almost 2 years of my life in the Philippines without actually living there, just being on temporary duty and assignment there.
Right.
Um, it's there is more crime, I would say, than in Thailand, just in my estimation, especially in the cities. It's mostly petty theft type of crime.
Right.
Um, but the people, for the most part, are wonderful. They're very welcoming.
The only person, like I said before, the only real person that I met from the Philippines was the guy that we hired for my cousin as a caregiver, and he started up his own business and everything. Was just a fantastic man. I mean, just unbelievable. And he told me back then that there's good and bad places to go, just like any place in the U.S. or just like
Sure.
any place in Thailand or any other place. But I'd like to see for myself. Hey, Catch Bay, he said, yeah, I noticed that too. What is 480 to 520 euro? Because I just saw one flight the other day. I think I mentioned it yesterday or maybe in a live stream before. 665 US dollars, and it's normally been about 900, which I think is pretty close to what you're saying there. But
Whatever sites you guys are using, man, pass them on. I want to see
yeah, I
those.
use JF. What is it called? Jetfly or JF is the initials on it. I don't know. I'll bring it up on my phone. And I've never had any problem with them. Let me see if I can at least, here it is. Jetfly. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it. I'll check it out.
Jetfly.
Just Fly.
Just Fly. Yeah, Just Fly. And like this one here from BKK to LAX, December 20th. Let's go January 3rd to the 3rd to the 21st. And let's see, search.
I'm feeling
See
left
what
out.
they
I
get.
realize I'm the only one without a white beard on the screen. How you doing, Brock?
I'm doing good, Jake. Why aren't you growing a beard, mate?
My wife hates it. I shave twice a day, actually.
I forgot to say, hey Andy, how you doing?
My kids get scared if I take it off.
Yeah, so now these are showing back up to the normal prices that I was getting before. Can you see them? $950 US.
Yeah, that's about what I was finding when I was doing. I do one travel and Cheapo Air and Orbits, and
I've always had good luck with them, but that was always my flights on Air China or China Air, which I won't ever
China
take again.
Scare.
Yeah, big time. So, but they were always the cheapest. I think one flight I paid, I want to say the cheapest that I got was like right around $525 or $35
From the
round trip.
West Coast, though, right? From
Yeah,
California.
from LAX. Yeah.
I mean, I had several years going where we were between $830 and $850 from Florida round trip on Delta.
Yeah, that's a good area. I mean, that's what most of the ones. In fact, the ones that I think that were just coming up were Delta. But the one that popped up before, there was only one at 665. It was Philippine Air or something like that.
Yeah, they're actually a nice airline. I've flown
Are they?
Philippine Air many times, mostly
That was the cheap.
domestically in the
Yeah,
Philippines.
that was the cheap one. Brock says, Richard.
I
What
don't
are we
know
talking
what's
about,
going
Richard?
on with Brock's camera, but doesn't it look like there's a bunch of like a swarm of bugs on the side of the screen there?
Yeah, it does. He's got. I thought he had. Oh, because he's got it on green screen. You have a green screen, right, Brock?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
See, when he sits down and it focuses on him, then it's fine. But when you got up and left, there's like looks like insects flying all over on the left side of your screen.
Green screens are great fun.
Yeah, they are.
You
Let's see,
can,
Mark.
you can do wonderful things like this.
Well, there's two reasons why I picked the Philippines for a home base, where it's easier to get all around Asia to visit different countries in the Philippines. You don't need to learn a new language. Yeah, that's true, English. Yeah, I agree.
You guys
to
met
that.
my twin?
There he is.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Shit.
I hear you, Mark. I actually, I don't know. I think I learned some Thai before I actually got married, and then just it continued. So I feel comfortable in Thailand. I'm not fluent or even close to it, but I'm like a lot of languages that I've learned in the past, Spanish and Korean. I understand a lot more than I speak, so I hear it and I know what people are saying, and so I can sort of engage in the conversation.
For me here, once I get my passport sorted out, because I've only got the one page because I'm a procrastinator. Here, there's like every place is like real close. Some of the places that I want to visit right now are I could throw a stone and hit Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, all that stuff. I want to visit those first. So it's a good place for me here. I like the infrastructure, I like the government, and I like the people. Not to saying that there's anything wrong with the Philippine people, but I've never been anywhere at any time in Thailand and felt threatened or felt uncomfortable. Never. And have I been in some of the worst areas? Probably not. But I mean, you got to remember, I grew up right outside of Los Angeles. So we had East Los Angeles, we had, South Central, and if you want to be some nasty places, and I was doing refrigeration and air conditioning, so I was going down there at 2-3 o'clock in the morning to an AM PM, and I carried a gun in my service pouch, but so I've been in some I've never felt uncomfortable. I don't know if anybody else that's been to, because I've only been here for 3 years. A lot of people have been like Mitch, have been traveling here since he was 17. But in the 3 years, I've never felt once uncomfortable. Not at all.
No, safe as houses.
Yeah. I love it in Thailand. I'll never leave here. I'm going to die in Thailand.
I've walked some mean back streets in Bangkok, and I've never really felt unsafe there.
Okay. There could be some in Bangkok, but you know what it is? I think it depends on if you're a drunk foreigner and you're treating Thai people like shit, I don't think it matters what back street you're on. You're probably going to get beat.
No, you're going to get whacked in broad daylight if you're treating people with disrespect.
So, but I mean, if you treat people with respect, I've always treated people with respect, but I want respect in return. And if somebody doesn't want to do that to me, then I don't want anything to do with it. Not that I completely demand somebody that I don't give it to. That's not what I'm saying. But if you treat people, I learned that when I was a kid. I got drug into the back of numerous police stations in the San Fernando Valley, Devonshire Division being one of them, and tied up and beaten in handcuffs, and learned my lesson that maybe the police aren't exactly my cup of tea back then, but a friend of mine said, you know what, if you just treat them decently and yes sir, no sir, you're going to be surprised. And the next time that I did, they 99% of them treated me the same way I treated them, and that's the way I think life ought to be. So if I'm treating somebody, I want the same treatment back. And that's all I think that people, most places, and maybe it's the same in the Philippines. Like I said, I've never experienced anything there. I've heard some bad things and about the people there, some of the people, which I'm sure they're all over the world. But I've heard it from there. But until I see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't tell anybody to go or not to go to the Philippines. A lot of people like the Philippines.
I'll send you the link, Dave. I'll look it up. Years ago there was a Chris Rock, the comedian Chris Rock. He
Yes.
had a video about how not to get your butt beat by the police and
Yeah.
the things that you need to say or not say.
I'll tell you what, man. I when I changed my strategy back then,
Mitch.
I'm afraid to walk the streets at night. People are mean and angry all the time. The food sucks. Everything's ugly. I can't wait to get in Seattle. Yeah, and the people that don't want foreigners to invade their Pachuap curry khans and their little villages along and around Thailand, they think the same way that Mitch does. You should stay where you are. It's a horrible place here, Thailand. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But as soon as you could get here, would be my advice. Come, you will never regret it. I don't think I haven't even for 1 second, and I didn't even take the advice that I give everybody: the 3 to 6 months to a year to come someplace and experience everything. You get a better rate on where you're going to live. You get everything, and by then you should know whether Thailand is for you. I knew in a week, but that's just me. Let me see. Vietnam, yeah. I never had anything happen in Vietnam. Very safe, in my opinion. Attitude hasn't been. Yeah, it always does. I don't know about the government there. I don't know if I'm really in tune to move there. I don't know. I like Thailand. I ain't going nowhere. My wife's not going to move anywhere. You kidding me? But I'll be lucky if I can get her to move to the ocean. I'd be happy with that. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other place I'd rather be right now than right where I'm sitting, except if I was by the beach. Let's see what Mark says. I spent like 4 weeks, 2 times in 1 year in Vietnam. That is where I fell in love with iced coffee. I like to find here in the USA, not even close. Love the food too. I do like the food. I will say that. And I'm definitely looking forward to visiting there, and I'm hoping to go with Robert. We had talked about this before. It's just nicer to go someplace with. In case you don't know, Robert Mack. He's married to a Vietnamese lady, and they go. I think he's got a 5-year visa to Vietnam. I don't even know if you can get in there yet. Can you, Robert? I don't know much about what the entry into Vietnam is now, but I'd like to go someplace, especially when I'm on limited time, because with my wife, if we were to go 4 days, having her take a couple of days off and a long weekend, we'll get that maybe 10, 12 times a year, and then one long vacation. But I don't have the option like Chuck and Joe and James even, that have girlfriends or wives that can take off and go with them anytime they want. I don't have that option. So if I'm going to go someplace, a new place, I would prefer to go with someone that knows the area and say, this is where we need to go, here, 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 and here. And I'm hoping that I get the chance to do that. Plus, I want to meet Robert anyway. Let's see what Mitch says. I truly feel safe in Thailand. I can roll up and out any place. People are always welcoming. Yeah, it's the same experience that I've had. What did I say? That is 4 weeks both times I've gone. Spent more time there. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. My wife wants to go to Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. Those will be the first 3. And then we'll probably go to Bali. I'd like to go to Japan. I want to go to Australia because of all the family. So we'll start doing some traveling once things break up. But I can only do it in, like I said, in chunks, because if you're going to go like to Japan or to Australia, I got to go for at least a week. And for her to get, what can I get? 9 days with a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I've got 2 days of travel. So I might get 7, 8 days in if I'm lucky on a week vacation with her. But I'd like to see Japan. Everybody's told me good things about Japan, Andy being one of them. I think Andy went quite a bit, and friends of mine that have been there. Let's see what And he says,
You,
I
you need
stopped at a gas. What's that?
you need more than a week if you want to visit Australia, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I know. You're probably right. Oh,
If,
we lost Jake.
if people have been here for business trips, they land in Sydney and they go, "Oh, we'll just get the rent a car and we'll go to Perth for the weekend." Um, yeah, that's 4,000 kilometres to Perth and 4,000 back.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's only
Most
two
of
inches on the map, but
most of my relatives are in most of my relatives are in Sydney, so I guess it wouldn't be too bad. But could I get it? Yeah, I've tried to ask her to find out if she can take off time, excuse me, without pay. And will they let her have an extra couple of weeks a year without pay? And I can't quite get her to ask that, but maybe I'll push her into it eventually, because I just said, I'll just make up the difference that you get paid for that week. I'll just give you in cash, and we'll go do a little extra vacation. But we'll have to see. All right, Randy says, I stopped at a gas station middle of the day near the Coliseum. Okay, I know that area well. I went in to ask the attendant for a key. He said no public restrooms, and asked me, do you know where you are? Yeah, exactly. It's really weird. We stopped at a 7 the other day right over by the new house, and I looked in the back and I'm going, oh, they have bathrooms here. And my wife said, yeah, 3 baht. I said, well, what happens if you don't have the 3 baht? Do you just piss on the door, or what do you do? How do you get in? No, you have to pay the 3 baht. I said, okay, but I didn't know that they actually. I shouldn't say I didn't know, because in the train station or the bus station, they have a place where you have to pay 1 baht, 5 baht, or something to use
yeah,
the bathroom. But I didn't
the
realize it in other places where
yeah, the
you would
couple of
see it.
baht is just for the attendants, so they go and clean the place up.
Ah, I
So
see. So they keep it tidy.
they just get paid from the number of people who have a pee or a poo.
Yeah.
One
Chris, how you doing?
2 baht for a pee, 5 baht for a poo.
Huh? Well, you got to pay more to poop. It's the way life is. Mr. Mitch, I can see from everyone's videos that the Thai people are so polite and friendly. That might be generalization, but what I've seen from your guys' video, most definitely, Chris. I like I said, have I seen ran into a couple of Thai gentlemen that maybe had too much liquor and were a little boisterous? Yeah. Did they approach me? No, but other people, they did, but very rarely, very rarely. It's mostly the it's mostly the foreigners. You get foreigners that get drunk and want to cause problem, but the Thai people, there's one, they call it the land of smiles for a reason, and the people here are absolutely phenomenal. I got nothing but good things to say about the Thai people. That's for sure. One including my wife and my Thai family, but everybody else here that has Thai family knows what I'm talking about. All right.
Just treat everybody with respect, and it
Yeah,
comes back.
exactly. It took me a long time to learn that. Like I said, it was well, not a long time. I was probably late 30s or late 20s, to where, or mid 20s, to where my friends have actually said, you're going to get a little bit further in life and live just a little bit longer if you have a little bit of respect for people, because I didn't have any respect for any authority. Forget about it. I mean, any kind of authority whatsoever was not my cup of tea. But I did learn, and it did treat me well, and it was a good life experience. I'm looking forward to meet everyone. I've already met Bobby. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Bobby, like I said, is probably one of the first people that I've kind of met on YouTube. We both started. Well, I started my so-called YouTube channel. I was just taking videos of my little trips around Phuket, and Bobby was starting a YouTube channel, and we both became. We talked a lot, but yeah, I can't wait to meet him also. They really are. This is Mitch's response. Chris outdoor, they will offer you food, drink. Yeah, the shirt off their back. They are. They're amazing. I mean, you could just be walking down, and if somebody's eating, their family in their front yard or whatever, they'll invite you in to eat. You want something to eat? I mean, something is weird with the Thai people. They have this fixation, especially the females, that they want to know if you've eaten, when you've eaten, how much did you eat, and are you full, and are you hungry? That's and it doesn't matter whether it's your wife. If it's somebody that likes you, thinks you're a good person, but they'll invite you in to have a drink, have a beer, eat some food. You want some rice, whatever, and they don't sit
Yeah.
there and go, and they never have their hand out, never. And in fact, I would think it would almost be insulting to try to give them any kind of gratuity or money for doing that. I lost I don't know if I told my story. I was in Kamala right when I first got here. I went to the Big C. I have a little wallet that's a soft-sided wallet. I had it in my pocket. I loaded up at Big C, went back to the service apartment I was staying at, first place I stayed when I got here. I'd been here 2 weeks. And when I got back to the hotel room, I went to look for my key to get in, and my wallet's gone. I retraced my steps all the way back to Big C twice. Couldn't find it, couldn't see it. Said, oh, well, I'm screwed. My driver's license, my credit cards, my Thai bank cards, everything in that freaking wallet. I get back to the desk and going to go up there and ask them, can you let me in my flipping room? Because I'm screwed here. And the lady said, oh, man, call. He's at police station. They wait for you. Oh, where? They have your wallet. I said, you're shitting me. So I go to the police station. It's just a policeman there, and he's got the wallet. And he goes, do you want me to call the man? I said, I'd love you to call the man. And again, I tried to give him 1,000 baht. He was almost insulted. No, 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 no. He said, I see you drive around all the time. You're living here now, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the way the people are. I mean, here's the wallet. And it had a bunch of money in it, both US and Thai, and a lot to a Thai person. It probably had 10,000 baht in it or something. So it wasn't like just a little drop in the hat, but never questioned it. He knew exactly what he was going to do with that wallet when he picked it up. He was going to find out who it belonged to and go from there.
Damn, you're
But,
rolling large and in charge around town with that 10K in your wallet.
Yeah. I was taking when I first went. I said, okay, I'm going to budget. What would be a good budget for me to spend in a day? Now this is above and beyond paying for my room and all that stuff. This is running around my. Okay, well, I'm going to start out with, I think 2,000 baht a day ought to be plenty. I don't drink, right? So at the end of each day, I'm going, God, I still have 1,400 baht. So I put it away. So finally I got down to where I think I was taking out to put in pocket 800 or 1,000 baht a day. Because if you're not, and three or almost 300 of that was 3 packs of cigarettes. I was smoking 3 packs a day. So, I think I was paying 60 baht a pack, so yeah, is it cheap to live in here? It all depends. People will ask a million questions, but it all depends on how you want to live. Hi,
Dave,
all.
what did you think of the pictures they put on the side of the
Yeah,
cigarette packs
unbelievable.
there?
I showed them when I brought them back to the U.S. and people freaked out. I said they're all like that. The Philippines, even when I was in getting cigarettes from, where was I getting cigarettes from? I was in Costa Rica, but I was getting the cigarettes were coming from the neighboring country there, like Nicaragua, and they do the same thing there too. They put the the burnt out lungs and the nice picture. I don't know if
Throat
anybody's
cancer pictures. And
yeah, if you've ever seen the pictures they put on the cigarettes here in Thailand, you'd freak out. Hi all. I was born and raised in LA and ashamed to say, but it's not the same city I grew up in trying to get the land of smiles. Yeah. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. When I grew up, it was probably one of the best and favorite places for me growing up. I couldn't picture being anywhere in the world to grow up except for there. That's where American Graffiti, everything came. Van Nuys Boulevard, cruise nights, everything came from the San Fernando Valley in the 60s and the 70s, and that was basically when I was growing up there. But has it turned into a shithole? Yeah, I mean, Reseda, where my mom's living, has turned bad or worse. But her house is still worth an unbelievable amount of money. It's crazy. But if I understand exactly what you're saying, Martin. Exactly what you're saying. but this is definitely the place that I would suggest to come. Time to get going. You're a good person. It was a pleasure meeting you and your wife. Yes, I can't wait to meet up with them. Andy, let's see. Let's see. Bobby says, Joe lost her smile already. She's been in the U.S. for 11 years. It goes away, right? It does, Bobby? I didn't know that. Let's see what Jam is asking. Gator, did you already answer this? Jake, you might know us. We're a couple of take time people in Florida to Disney for free.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. I told her in the chat, just post a link. I'd like to see that.
okay, cool. Randy, I also look forward to visiting Thailand. The promise to cause any trouble because I am a lover, not a fighter. You know what? You're going to fit in absolutely perfectly, Randy. I think everybody here fits that criteria. They don't want to. I mean, even me. I don't want to. I don't want to fight no more. I'm too old, and I've only got one or two left in me. I got to save those for threats against my family. So
You probably got that old man strength, though, Dave.
yeah,
You know,
it'll kick in. I hope it will. But if I can't get the job done in 30 seconds, I'm done. I'm over, I think. Uh, okay, that was you asking that, Mr. Mitch. I will be there just waiting in Vietnam without home charter flights. Then I will be going with wife to Vietnam, flying to Thailand also to meet everyone. Cool. I'm trying to catch up with these. Mitch is saying, so he's 7. What did Mark say? Mark said I spent for time out of the countryside in the big city there in Vietnam, but I was lucky that both times I had gone with a friend that knew Vietnamese. Yeah, it's always good to be around somebody or have someone with you that does speak the language, knows the people, knows the terrain. I have learned so much value from information about Thailand from your guys' videos, daily life, expat in Thailand. Well, I'm good. I'm glad they did, Chris. We're having a bunch of fun here anyway, most of the time. 99.9% of the time. Nothing ever too heavy, nothing ever bad. Just talk about everything. Mostly that we talk about, just so you know, is Thailand.
also get
Most
the
all the videos.
geriatric discussions going too. So
Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
healthcare and such.
Mr. Mitch from the rice fields gone to the. He must be. I miss him. I'm missing part of these. Let's see what. Hey James, how you doing? Vietnam is nice. I lived there for 4 years. Wow. From what I see and hear, Thailand will be just as good for me. Enjoy Thailand, guys. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, always. Let's see what Randy said. Every time I drive into LA now, it seems that there are more and more homeless. Yeah, they seem like they're, for what I've heard, a bunch of camps, and I'm talking 10 cities and stuff like that, breaking up all over, at least in California.
I don't know if you saw what Arnold Schwarzenegger did the other day for Christmas. There's this company, it's Pallet something or other. They make these really tiny lodging places, but what they're doing is they're basically building these villages for homeless people in California that have a bunch of these small one room, and that's even a stretch to call it a room.
Tiny homes.
Tiny homes, yeah. And he donated, I think, what was it, $250,000 or something to build out the rest of them.
You know, they need to. I don't know if they spend. if the people, I hate to say that. You know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Well, I don't. Again, I'm not saying that's necessarily the right thing to do. But
I'm just saying if they did more for the people, if they did more, I guess the only thing I will say is, if they did more for the American citizens that are homeless and the veterans, and stayed away from trying to fund. How can I put this? Trying to fund people that are here illegally or in the U.S. illegally. I would be all for that.
This particular endeavor of Schwarzenegger's was these were all homeless veterans.
That's pathetic. They ought to be doing more. They ought to be taking every dime that they had to put those people up.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice. A mate of mine is lucky enough to work. He has been there for just under a year. That's cool, Kobus. I wanna check it out. I really do. I'm hoping like I said, I'm hoping to do it with Robert Mack if he ever makes it here. He's doing a lot of traveling within the U.S., but hopefully he will get here. I watched I watched a fight at lawn bowling game between two old men. Funniest things ever. Yeah, I bet it was. I went to one of those when I was in Kamala. I forget the man's name now. I'm horrible. I didn't keep in touch with him, but he was a nice guy. He was from Australia. He went to the Aussie bar. He took me there, but he also took me to lawn bowling with all the guys, and I did it 2 or 3 times before I had left, and I really had a good time there. They were all really nice to me. I had a lot of fun. Hey, Dom and Trip, how are you? Does anybody know how to get the chat to show when you're doing YouTube in a Chrome browser running on an iPhone? No, I don't. Maybe somebody can help Dom, or maybe you already did, because I don't know how far I'm behind in the chat. If I missed something, guys, put it back up.
Yeah.
What did Mark say here? Well, he's always got long ones here. I'm glad to see he came in. I was able to stay at the home of my friend's family, not in hotels, and save some money. That's always nice. That's what I'm hoping to do when I go to Australia, because my relative says it's very expensive to stay in Sydney. That was the first time. Multiple millions to exchange rate.
You just walked through.
She's having fun. She's wondering what she can make to make noise. I had the same, but not bad as you yesterday. Oh, Mark's here. I didn't even see Mark. Hey, Mark. Unfortunately, you're right about Asia. Gator put up that's the link. Okay, cool. Randy, true. The homeless situation is scary. Yeah, it is. I think I'm getting close. It's difficult to control and help the homeless when the sort of morning is completely open. Yeah, no shit, right? Unbelievable. I won't even get into that subject. It's a thorn in my side. Mr. Mitch, let's see. Where did I? There we go. From Dom Pit and Trip. There's been my experience. I don't eat anything now that isn't cooked and fresh. I eat sushi and stuff. I'll eat raw stuff. You know what it is? I think you've got zero chance. Well, a 1% chance of eating street food than you will going into a supposedly a good restaurant. At least that's my experience. Let's see what Mitch said. I did eat some pretty crazy stuff on the latest trip, but I don't know, man. When you eat something bad, Mitch, because you had said that when we talked, you eat something bad, and hours later, you know you've got food poisoning. I don't know. So at least that's been my experience.
The first time I ever got food poisoning in Thailand was from KFC in the mall in Udon Thani.
Car's getting new tires.
Your car?
Yep.
You live in Udon Thani? I've never been there.
I was working up there. This was back in May of 1994. Cobra Gold Joint Chiefs of Staff exercise.
Well, let me tell Mark, you're here anyway. I'm throwing an invite out to you.
New shoes.
My wife pushed up the wedding and the house blessing. There's going to be a giant party on January 8th. Let me know if you can make it. I understand it's short notice, so by all means, don't feel bad about not coming. But I wanted you to know I'm going to also send messages to like Chuck and Paige and Joe and them and James and see if they want to come. Maybe
Dave,
Mitch will come, but he might get
formulate an announcement on that. You might want to post it to your channel's community page.
Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will do that. He's out walking along the beach. Well, hopefully Mitch can make it. Hopefully he doesn't get sick again when he's getting ready to come my way. I don't think he got sick. I think what it was is he knew he was coming to visit me, so he just said, screw it. I'm going to play like I'm sick. I don't have to go. I'll recover in the morning. I'll be able to go out that night, be in tonight, and all is well, and no one will know any better. But I'm just that smart.
I've got to go see Dave, so let me drink a cup of this ditch water and see what it does
exactly.
to me.
Yeah, Mitch is good. I'm hoping Mitch is gonna make it. I think Mitch will make it. But anybody else that's here, by all means, hit me up on my email or whatever, and let me know that you want to come, and we'll put a table down. And I don't. It isn't really. I just want to. My wife says she wants to know. I'd like to have people there that actually speak English, so I have somebody to talk to the whole day that I'm there. And if you can, I'd appreciate it. But let's see.
You only need a few words, Dave.
Yeah,
BEN and whiskey soda.
whiskeys. Yeah, we're trying to figure out how much they're telling you need a bottle of whiskey for the table, this much beer for each table, this much soda for each table, this much
Yeah,
this much that. I said, that's crazy. I said, we got to have somebody there because I did a wedding when I married my wife. I had 5 acres in right outside of Los Angeles, and I did almost 300 people, and I cooked for it. I cooked tri-tip and barbecued everything. It was a big party. We had a country western band. It was fun. So I've done it, but I made sure that there was someone there and I didn't run out of booze, but I had a lot of drinkers that came there, and it was what I had and what I want my wife. I said, I need one designated person to have a vehicle here that if we say go, they can go and get bottles of whiskey, cases of beer, Coke, whatever we need. I don't want to run out of shit. I don't want to have, enough for me to have Coke for the next 3 years, but I don't want to run out in the middle of a party. To me is continuous until the last person leaves. So it's going to be a bunch of fun. I'm hoping that some people are going to be able to make it.
you
January
can
8th. Yes, Mitch.
you
January
can get
8th.
people who will also bring in serving girls and the beer and alcohol, ice,
Yeah.
soda.
The
And
the one guy that
table
the
that's used.
yeah, the guy that she's getting that did this TOT thing, like I said, I'll throw up a little clip of that on a YouTube video. The TOT party is the same person, and he's got a stage. He's got the what do you call it? The karaoke machine. He's got the gals, the servers. It comes with the table, 8 chairs, all the dishes, all the food, the um, chopsticks, the forks, the knives. I don't have knives here in Thailand, but the spoons, whatever. It all comes together with his package deal, and it goes by per table. So we're going to have 30 tables there. So what is that? 240 people. So if more people want to come, I just add a table. It isn't that much money, but she wants to know because she wants it to go perfect. Of course, me, it's like once everybody gets there, I'm done with what I had to do. Uh, let's see. Did I miss anything? I probably did. I live in Phoenix. What is this? Mark says I live in Phoenix. So my one of my good friends lives there. Homeless here is going to get bad. Which prices at home and rent are getting nowadays? Yeah, I bought a condo 4 years ago. It's worth. Yeah, my buddy has a big place overlooking. He's experiencing the same thing. I think a lot of people are. I know Mitch. He sold his place in Seattle for more than he had wanted, and I think that's what people are experiencing across the United States.
It really depends on what state you're from. I saw a statistic this last week about where people are moving from and where they're moving to, and we've had about for a round number, 250,000 people move into the state of Florida in 2021, which leads the country.
Wow.
And they're coming mostly from New York and California. Go figure. What's going on there?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Mark, did you answer me, Mark? I wanted you to know. Did you get the 8th of January? I'm going to put it in. I'll put it on the community page, and I'll also put it on my Facebook, and whatever else I can do. Let's see. What did Mitch say here? I'm probably missing half these conversations. Technically, being your wedding night, it is appropriate for me to be staying in your house. Yeah, you're probably right. At least the night before, right? But yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna get some rooms too. And are you correct? Investment in Arizona have tripled in prices. Unfortunately, when The taxes and insurance go up. The rent does too. Yeah, like I told you. I think I told you when I sold my house to my nephew in up above Fresno, up by Bass Lake, and he had to pay he has to pay $500 a month for fire insurance. That's the most unheard of crap I've ever heard in my life, and it's because I'm in a high fire area. Obviously, I've had the fires burn up to my property on numerous years that I lived there. But $500 a month, it's insane. I told him you don't have to take it. I mean, I'll sell it to some. No, no, I want it. I want it. So,
Dave, I mean, here in Florida, I pay extra money for flood insurance, like most of us around the Gulf Coast,
right.
because our homeowners insurance will not
Won't
cover
cover.
floods from
Right.
hurricanes.
Right. Right. Yeah, and
And
it was been that way for years in California with earthquakes.
right,
No one would cover anything. You had to get separate earthquake.
it's through the government. It's brokered through an insurance company of your choice, but it's the National Flood Insurance Program.
Right.
But I mean, God, what was it, about 3, maybe 4 years now? I mean, we were staring at one that was going to push straight up the coast that jogged at the last second. Had it not, I might have had 10 feet of water in my home.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like the flooding. I don't mind the earthquakes. I'm kind of used to those in California. But the fire was pretty. The one that came the closest, and I give the credit to the freaking firemen up there, man. They were just unbelievable. It was. I stayed there. I was on one of my bikes. I'd already moved one of my bikes. I had 6 people at the property because I had 6 different vehicles there and stuff that needed to be moved. When I when I started getting them moving, I was on the edge of my property looking straight up, and I was looking up 35 to 40 foot in the air flames going up, not across the street from my property, 10 feet away. The fire was intense. I had to back up. And I said, all right, go. And they all took off. And when they left, I took off on my bike. I had a white t shirt on. And here comes this tanker and just laid that red shit all over my house. Me, I was red from top to bottom with that fire retardant stuff. And I drove off and said, good job. They soaked my house.
when you
Came
say a
back.
tanker, was it an aircraft?
Yeah, aircraft. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I have a friend of mine I served with who flies for one of the
flies.
companies that
They're
does
they're
that.
amazing because they scoop it up right at Bass Lake,
Yeah.
and the helicopters do, and some of the other ones, or the tankers, they go someplace else. But they dumped it on me. I went back. They let me go back 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours later, and the firemen actually. I invited them to sleep inside, but they had hot spots all over. They took shifts. They slept underneath my vehicles, and stayed there. We got them food and water, and they were just phenomenal. They saved my house. They stayed right there for another day. Made sure all the hot spots were out there. They're amazing. But some of the stuff that do we need to pay those people and stuff like that? Yeah, but charging somebody $500 a month for insurance is outrageous. Well, I'm now hoping that the price for my condo will go up even more. So when I move out of the country, yeah, exactly. And that's what I think. Mitch that kind of gave him a boost, um, to be up here instead of right where he wanted to be. He got a step ahead, and hope that works out for everybody. Because the people that are buying them are happy to pay the money. So they think they're getting bargains and whatever. So more power to them.
Most of the properties here in Florida right now, regardless of your price point, are selling. People are they're selling above listing price.
Yeah,
So if somebody lists a house for $300,000, people are coming in with cash offers for 325.
right. Yeah, they're
Um,
they're paying
Wow.
over. Yeah, over list. Yeah,
it's
I've
crazy.
heard that too. Yeah, it is crazy. But like I said, if you can do it and it boosts your quality of living up another notch, uh, you know, more power to you. Sell
Supply
it
and
and get the hell
demand.
out. Yeah, I mean, if this is where you want to be, or this is where you want to be, um, I wouldn't have a problem in the world ditching everything and taking off. Although I was kind of leery when I sold my house, but I've got so much family My mom's still there. She has her house. That if I needed to go back and even to just stay when I go back to visit, uh, I have places to go. There's no doubt, and I want to travel around. Originally, my plan was before all the shit hit, and before I went in the hospital for 3 months, was 4 months in Thailand, 3 weeks in the States. So that way I get to visit all my friends, all my family, spend enough time with everybody, get all my jonesing for buying the seasoning and stuff I want, the chocolate and stuff that the kids want, all the stuff, the extra shirts and whatever I need from the States that fit fat people like me. And, it's easier to get there. But, stuff like that. I haven't been in 2.5 years. So everything, all my seasonings and everything I've run out of, I get the special, uh, it's not a chili oil. I put it on my raw. We were talking about raw food, raw salmon, raw tuna. It's a hot sesame oil, not a chili oil, and it's got a special flavor to it that I really like. And I buy them from Amazon, 20, 30 bottles at a time, and I would bring them over to Thailand, and they've been gone for a year or more, and I'm kind of jonesing for that. I should have had it delivered to Mitch and asked him to bring it, but he had so much crap I didn't want to.
Be careful of mentioning something that you might want. I remember Chuck
Yeah,
about a year and a half ago mentioning he wanted, what was it, garlic salt, and he wound up with enough garlic salt to
I did see that
for
on
like
Chuck's channel.
3
I did
years.
see it. Yeah, the stuff is great though, man. If you ever get a chance to try it, it comes in little bottles, and it is awesome. I did find it here. One bottle they wanted 500 baht for, and 15 bucks. And I said, you know what? I don't mind spending money, but that to me is like throwing away money because I use a lot of it on when I cut up my tuna. I mix it with maybe just maybe a quarter pound of tuna ahi, and then chives, or the end of onions, and maybe a half a tablespoon of mayonnaise, and soy sauce, sesame seeds, and I mix that all up and I eat that with just rice, and I like that. The salmon, I'll just put it right on the salmon and eat it. But it's good stuff. I even brought it into the place over here recently. Well, that was one of the places we were going to go. Maybe we'll go there tonight. I'll have to ask Tom if he wants to go over there. Okay, property prices here have gone 20 to 50% up, and even more in you sell your gun market. Yeah, and if you're planning, I don't know. A lot of people have told me in Australia that it if you're if they're going to come to Thailand now and sell your stuff, you can get the best money for your price or the best bang for your buck selling like that, 20 to 50% up, over, and then just come to Thailand and live out your days. Again, depending on what kind of situation you're in, uh, you know, how, how long you're going to need for retirement, that kind of stuff. Houses aren't being built in Tennessee for some reason. Prices are skyrocketing. Yeah, and Tennessee was always a good place. I had a couple of friends that bought homes there on lakes in Tennessee. Many Chinese buying up houses in Pasadena and surrounding areas, paying top dollar. Yeah, I don't know. The Chinese they like Pasadena for some reason. Always have, as long as I can remember. Prices twice that in Tennessee what they should be. Wow. Let's see. Well, I am right now living on SSI only for more than the last 2 years now, so I know I can live in any other country and live better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're making. Mine is, I mean, I'm pretty open about all my stuff. Mine, supposedly, it's supposed to go up 8.9% in the next check, Social Security. Mine right now, I think, is 1,700. I'd have to check exactly, but 1,700, and that's after I pay my insurance that I really shouldn't even need in the United States, but I'm keeping it anyway. And so, yeah, do I think that you could come, depending again on your lifestyle? Mark, is if you're a drinker, smoker, because smoking isn't really that much money, but you could do it on But the only problem is you got to figure out if you're married, and then you could go for a marriage visa. But if you're going for a retirement visa, you'd have to bring in more. I think 1,700. What is 1,700 in baht? $1,700. Do you know, Brock?
Just if you want to convert dollars to baht, multiply it by 30 to give a rough estimate.
So 1,700 times 30.
Yep.
Have a calculator. I'm just trying to figure out if he had the 67 or 6,900 for a
It's about
retirement.
5,400 baht.
Yeah, a little bit shy. Yeah,
54,000 rather.
and they might raise it too. So who knows? I still haven't heard any more. I heard a bunch of rumors about that crap, and hopefully they put an end to that. Somebody had said they seen it on the LA Thailand consulate's page and some other stuff. I never saw it, but I know they've been rumoring that they wanted to bring it up to 1.2, and then I'm imagining half that for American. Yeah, hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't do that.
So, Dave, you had a question in the chat about shipping things, and it kind of lends itself to a conversation some of us were having before about
yes,
about how to move to Thailand, shipping options, how everybody did different things, and those kind of things.
Unless here's my opinion on what I would do. I got lucky because I had my house there. So even when I sold it to a nephew. I had built a 30 by 60 building with 18-foot eaves, metal building, concrete floor. And he put a corner back in there, put all my shit, all my wife's stuff and everything in there. Here's my thing. A lot of people bring over, unless you're really, really attached to grandpa's old grandfather clock, this, that, that kind of stuff. You can get everything that you need here in Thailand. I would feel perfectly comfortable coming here with my 3 bags of stuff and do it. Now, I told Jake and Tom, if you are married to a Thai national, there is an option to where you could get like 40 boxes tax-free brought in into Thailand. But I don't know anything. You'd have to ask Tom and then maybe Jake at a certain point if he's found out anything.
Yeah, I'm looking at more on the rules on that, because if you're going to fly those boxes over with you on an airplane, you're probably better off actually maybe doing a shipment,
or the cost
a cargo shipment, over on a shipping container, which is kind of what we're looking at doing. Because, I mean, we're not going to move lock, stock, and barrel to Thailand, at least not right away. It's going to be, what we call here in the United States, we've got the snowbirds, right? We've got the people that come down from Wisconsin and Minnesota, Ohio, Michigan, New York. Well, our snowbird is going to be, we're going to pick up in the wintertime and go to Thailand and go spend time over there is our plan.
Nothing wrong with that.
And or whenever, my wife's got the house in Pisanalok, and that can be our hub for traveling around, doing whatever we want to do.
Sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then we've got this 3,000 square foot house here in Florida, which is far too big for the two of us. It needs to be more of a condo or a villa. So that's the plan, is downsizing, getting rid of stuff. We already got rid of, or set aside to get rid of, probably about 250 pounds of clothing this last week. So,
Catchboy was just asking me about guns. I gave away most of my guns before I left. I kept a couple of handguns, and most of the stuff that I had was, I had no use for. I had some black powder that I would have liked to have kept, some 50 caliber stuff that I had built, and that I would have liked to have kept, but I didn't. So 2 handguns that I left at the house, and now my nephew have somewhere there. They're hidden somewhere. But no, I didn't. And I have asked a couple of times. There are shooting ranges here in Thailand, but I haven't went and seen exactly what it was like. I wouldn't mind to shoot. I used to enjoy trap and skeet, but I never did it all that much, but I did enjoy doing it.
What did you leave behind with your nephew, Dave? What kind of guns did you have?
I had a 5-shot police special and a 9mm Glock. And you know what? I used to have 45s and stuff, service 45s.
Right.
And without any work done to them, they're the worst handgun I've ever had in my entire life. They always seem to want to jam, unless you worked on them. And if you knew how to work on them, or you had a good gunsmith, they can make a good weapon out of it. But the actual issued 45, I wasn't real fond of. But the Glock was a good gun. I know Mitch he just answered something too. He had a number. I think he left them. I think he gave him. Oh, so that was probably for Mitch and not for me. Let's see. What does this say? Randy, Red Rubber Mac, in a lot of cases, tear down the existing home and replace it with a new mansion. Yeah, that's always been the way. Making me hungry now, Dave. Well, you must be feeling better if you're getting hungry. I haven't seen any food yet. My mother-in-law might have been up there.
Good morning, James.
I haven't seen it. Is James here?
Yep.
Yeah. Good morning. I didn't see him. In case you didn't know, I will put it up, but they're doing, my wife's doing that party on the 8th of January, and you and Fa are definitely invited if you can make it. I know it's short notice to everybody, with short notice to me, but she's putting all the stuff together. Got the tables. They're probably going to be 250 people here, so I'm hoping that you can make it, and Chuck can make it, and Joe can make it. Would be nice. I'd have some English speaking people to talk to. Mitch will probably come. I'm hoping Tom will come, but if you can, let me know, and I'll let her know, and I won't divulge whether you're coming or not. I know you don't like anybody to know where you're at, which I don't blame you. Let's see. Did I miss? What else did I miss? I didn't see James come in. I'm horrible. I still don't see James.
Oh, he's there.
Is he? Is he lurking?
Low profile.
I don't know. I can't see him. But anyway, so yeah, and anybody else that's listening or watching or whatever, just email me or get to me through the grapevine or online or something like that you would like to attend, and the more the merrier. You know, she's got the food will be good, the booze will be good, and I'll even try to finagle some kind of Crown Royal for you if you want to come. Is that a bribe? That might be a bribe.
Wow, that might entice some people.
Yeah, it could. Let's see. What did I miss from? See, Mitch is talking. Kept all my firearms, drop bear, and sneaky. You know what it was too in my house? The gentleman across the street was a multimillionaire, and I married him to his of 30 years American Indian girlfriend in the hospital after he had a stroke, when his sister was trying to come after him to take control of his estate. Just to say how much money the guy had, his great grandfather invented the flat bottom paper bag, and he owns a bunch of paper mills and stuff. And anyway, he had an enormous amount of money. Still alive as far as I know. One of the only people. I was there for 18 years, and I knew him and his wife across the street. That's how much I got around and met people in Central California.
You said you married them?
Yeah, I married them, but because I have an online reverend.
Should I start calling you Reverend Dave?
Yeah, the Reverend Dave.
Yeah. The Father Dave, Padre.
This guy's biggest thing was guns, automatic weapons. His arsenal was one of the best arsenals I've ever seen, and I've seen some good ones running around with people on motorcycles in the San Fernando Valley. So I've seen some good gun collections, and he told me especially after he had, I said, listen, I don't have all that much, but we're in a good place. There's one road up to our properties, only one way in, one way out. And so he said, if the apocalypse happens, I'm in charge and I take over all of his weapons. And he was perfectly content with that. Although he would have probably wanted a couple of the automatics there. Of course, I probably would have went to jail for it. But they don't like automatic weapons anymore. Never did. But I thought they were fun. But of course, I was a sick bastard at the time. But yeah, but I don't miss the gun. I miss the trap and the skeet. I don't know. The handgun stuff, we did a lot of, like I said, we did this um, thermal recovery deal with the gas company. And what we did was anything that you feel, heat recovery is what it was called back then. It was years and years and years ago. It was the startup of it. Nothing had been done in the industry to do that. And what we took was hot water heaters on a lot of sizzlers we did as test models, and we made copper filled hot water tanks, and we ran the hot gas like you would feel on your air conditioner blowing out outside, and ran that through copper tubes inside, and we preheated the water. So coming in from the street at 65, 70 degrees, we brought it up to like 105, 110. Well, that's a hell of a deal. You don't have to do much with a boiler to bring that up to temperature to wash your hands. So they saved a ton of money. Well, the main guy was also, for the gas company, was also in charge of their rod and gun club. So we used to get to go to the gas company's gun club and do the pistol courses and his trap and his skeet. And anyway, he was a good guy. I don't know if he's alive anymore. I'd have to find out. The one person that probably knew him the best was my friend that passed away at 56. So he's been gone for a while. Bad day for him. We always celebrated. My birthday was on the 22nd, and his birthday was on the 25th, on Christmas Day. So we always celebrated together. We've known each other since fifth grade. And we did, like I said, I was with him for over 25 years. We had one argument, and we saw each other and worked with each other every day for that 25 years. So I thought that was kind of phenomenal, but it was a big blowout. But anyway, he knew him really well, and he passed away way too young at 56. Unbelievable. But I didn't get a chance to talk to his wife. I know it's a bad day for her too. But in case you're listening up there, Migo, hello to you. Father Christmas, Father Day, Father Time. Yeah, that's about it. Where's my picture? Let me see that one that I stole from Joe. It's my favorite. Did I download it here? I think I did. Will this work? Oh no, it won't do it. How come it won't? Oh, it's a background. Oh, I had it as a background. Oh, bummer. Maybe I will. Video clip. Did I do that? Let's see. Let me see. No. Hold on. I'm on a mission now. Cutting more files. No, that's not it. Damn. I don't know where it is. Oh, that's because it's not all files. Let's see. Santa's guns. Well, it must be a MP4. How do I put up just a? Oh, I share the screen. Oh God, Anybody else want to talk while I'm sitting here doing nothing?
No, you can just mumble away, Dave.
Yeah, what the hell did I do? I thought I had that. Let me try it again.
Here, I'll talk about the chat. It looks like we got Mr. Mitch stirred up a bunch of stuff about weapons here.
Did he?
Yeah, but I think he's question for the guys here with a Thai lady. How in the hell do I stop a Thai woman from washing my spoon when she knows I'm going to have another cup of coffee? Well,
ain't gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. I mean, if she's near the sink and you put it off to the side, it's going into the dishwasher getting washed. And that's from 25 years of experience. I'm just letting you know right now.
I don't have a dishwasher, but it's going to get washed.
You have a dishwasher, and she's about ready to smack you upside the head.
Yeah, but that's all the time.
Oh, it's okay, Mitch, with the firearms talk. It's all good. This is I believe, a 2A friendly channel.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of handguns and a couple of antiques. I've got to figure out what to do with if I decide to fully go like Mitch and go overseas.
Here it is.
All right,
There
Dave.
it is.
Did I give you enough filler?
Oh,
There's
that one,
the.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That's my favorite picture. That's going to be
It
my
looks like
Christmas
you,
card. What's
It
that?
looks like you. It looks like
Yeah,
you.
I know. That one I'm gonna, when I was younger. That one I'm going to use for my Christmas cards next year. Um, I did like that one. Okay, all right. I took enough from
That did kind of look like you, Dave.
Yeah, it does. I don't. It is weird. You know what's really weird? I got to get this picture. My nephew that lives in my house, him and his best friend are out doing something. They were at the some kind of a flea market or some kind of crap. They turn around, they look at this picture, and there's a picture of this guy with a beard, bleeding out of his eyes, and something else and whatever. And I swear to God, I saw the picture. It looks exactly like me. It isn't remind you of me. I posed for that picture or that painting, and this guy painted me, and I've got it at the house. I'm gonna have him take a picture of it and send it here because it's freaky. I mean, this guy I don't know from Adam, never seen him before, never nothing. The guy that painted it, and they bought it for me and gave it to me, so I have it. They probably got
maybe
it.
he subscribes to your channel and
No,
you just don't know it.
this was 5 years ago before I did anything on YouTube. But yeah, but it's scary. I mean, it looks exactly like me. I don't know what the bloody tears were about, but it kind of explains some things in my life. But let's see. I'm going to go back up to the chat. What am I missing? I sold my rifle, so we're still talking about. I'm not on the. That's better, right? My sound better there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually got better. I don't know. You moved your microphone or something?
Yeah, I put my microphone closer to my face here. People would like it better if it was probably here. Is that better?
Actually, no, that's not good. I like to
don't
see
have
the
a view.
speaker's
Don't
face,
have a view of me. Let's see what Mark said. You should have seen the argument I would have got after the Dirty Harry movies came out, telling everyone that the 44 Magnum was not the most powerful handgun in the world. Yeah, that's another. And he's still kicking too. I've seen him on. Somebody posted something. I don't know how old he is. Clint Eastwood is who I'm talking about. James, how you doing? Is that the James you were talking about, or were you talking about Chocolate Man?
Chocolate Man.
Oh, okay.
I think he popped in and popped out again.
He probably. I won't say anything. Maybe have what? We may have to adopt washing my spoon instead of cleaning my pipes. You guys are terrible. Let's see. What else? 44? No. There's still 30 people. We went up above 40 for the first time, I think. That's pretty awesome.
Clint Eastwood is 81 years old, by the way.
81, yeah. And he looks okay. The ones that really piss me off is my friends that I got one that I was talking about that lives the gym every day. He's got he looks the same to me. He's in great shape, and we're exactly. I think I don't know, a month older than him or something. He might be a month older than me. I don't remember. We were best friends. There were three of us that were really tight. The one that passed away with the air conditioning business, my buddy Louie and me, and there was a roundup of and 4 or 5 others, but we were our own little crew on our 350 Hondas at 15 and a half. We were a terror in the valley. We definitely gave the police something to do after dark.
My math was wrong. He's not 81. He's 91.
91. Wow.
Yeah, I was corrected in the chat. I was.
Gary said 91.
1930, wow. Not 1940. Yeah.
Dello says, you reckon the drop bears are bad when you have a moment. Let's see. Now, not that I'm saying. Now I'm saying the 40 mm is not a good gun, but the first time no one knew about the 4.54, that's what was all. Yeah, I think everybody went with popular. I mean, that was probably, after that movie came out, that was probably the most popular handgun sold for a while after that. I know I bought one. I had a 44 Magnum. Same age as your dad. Wow. My mom, I think, is 89. Hey, regular Joe. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. There's more money for the parties. Cool. Thank you. Uh, let's see. AKs.
See you,
Yeah, I had
COVID.
AK. Did they taken away AKs and ARs? Are they? I gave two of those away. The thing that I think they didn't like was I had 30 round banana clips taped together, so I had 60 rounds in that AK. I like that AK. I mean, a lot of people say I'm a big. In case anybody doesn't know, I'm for keep your guns if you can by all means. But I don't like that's what I don't like maybe about the thing. I don't want to get into politics too much, but I don't like anybody telling me that I have the right to bear arms when I'm told what arms I can bear with. I don't dig that. I want to
I'm with
bear
you.
arms with one. What's that?
I said I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
Um, you
because
know,
people say, what's good? Because people say, well, they've been going in and they killed 40 people at this school, and you know what? These crazy bastards would have figured out another way to kill somebody. They're crazier than shit. That's why they do the stuff they do. So if they couldn't shoot them all, they would have found a way to poison them, stab them. They would have found some other way to
See,
kill them.
see you,
That's just
Mark.
the way they.
yeah, I
Go,
mean, drive a
go ahead.
van full of explosives, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
so
They're
what are we
just
going to
crazy.
make vans illegal?
Yeah, they're just
You know,
crazy bastards. What did Mark leave?
Yeah, Mark's got to go watch the cricket.
What's a cricket? Is that the thing that they think
That's
is baseball?
yeah, that's the English baseball variant.
That's where you throw the ball at the ground and you hit something with a flat bat, right?
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I never watched it.
we had this discussion. I tried to watch it many times, and
I never watched.
I could never figure it out when it was score was like 200 to 35, and it was like the team with 35 has a chance to win. I don't get it.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
get
why.
it either.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
why.
I'll have to
pictures
have
on
Mark explain it to me
silly
someday.
You know
ground.
what?
Sit down.
How I know? I've seen it in a couple of movies, and one of them being the Adam Sandler movie, Blended, where he goes to Africa
I've never
with
seen that one.
what's her name's in it? The one he did a bunch of movies with.
Drew
Shoot.
Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. And there's one scene in there where he's trying to help the kid with baseball, and the closest thing that they've got is a thrower or whatever. The pitcher is a cricket guy, and they've got a flat bat, and he's trying to teach the kid American how to swing the bat, how to keep his elbow up, and help this kid out. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of a feel good movie.
We have
One
a
of the better ones.
large um,
Yeah,
The
regular.
Tampa Bay area where I live is a mixing pot of cultures. We have a large South Asian diaspora from uh, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. We also have a large diaspora from what you would have called the West Indies, if you would, Jamaica. And all of those have some British roots to them. So they all play cricket. And so it's odd. I've happened upon a few cricket matches here locally between like the South Asians and the West Indians, if you will,
All right.
which is something you wouldn't have seen here in this area 25 years ago. But it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark. I'm like I said, I've changed my whole outlook on hunting. Period. Right. But the best, well, not the best, but the most fair hunting deal that I know of is when hunting with sidearms for wild boar. So if you're not good with the sidearm, and the 44 was actually one of the guns of preference, 357 Magnums, 9 millimeter, but not multi-shot ones, round cylinder revolvers. But they, if you miss or you don't shoot straight, you're gonna have some a mauled up leg. So that was at least fair. But I'm not big on if you're hunting for something to eat, that's fine. I would just as soon go buy it at the store, but if you're hunting for your family and it's for food, and like I said, I've never had a problem with that. I mean, I'd kill whatever I need to kill to eat, but I'm not big on hunting and hanging a head on the side of the wall. I'll probably lose subscribers because I'm not big on trophy stuff, I guess is what I should say. What is down? Let's see. I reckon everyone should have a machine gun. Yeah, yeah.
That was
Uh,
a bad plague,
yeah.
very bad.
Was it? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you'd had
You
a
never know what's
one
going to
guy had
happen.
a Jack Russell Mouser. He put it into a farm to catch the mice, rats
Right.
running around. He lifted up a piece of corrugated iron off the floor, and mice just swarmed everywhere. The poor dog didn't know where to bite. There was just a sea of running rodents.
Yeah, I did that. I don't know if I told you I had a. After I was married, my wife was a horse person, and then the lady that I met after that I think I dated for maybe 6 or 8 months or whatever. We had a good time. It was fun, but maybe a year. I don't know. But anyway, the place that we ended up moving to, she was big into horses. Had a big fancy, I would say, state of the art. I think I want to say it was 20, maybe even more, breezeway barn, right? And he had all the show horses. She trained dressage and English. She was a good trainer. So we're out there. She goes, I want to get some cats for the mice that are in. And I'm not a big cat person, although I do have a cat now. And so she asked me. She said she had cats in the house that drove me crazy, and I want to buy some cats for the barn. Barn cats. They'll only be out there. They'll just eat the mice. Blah blah blah. And I go and I walk out there and there's mice all over the damn place. I said, okay, screw it. So she went out and she bought or got like 5, 6, 7, 8 cats and put them out there. Every time, so like a week later goes by, and all I see is these lazy fat cats just laying around. They're not doing nothing. They run right by them, a mouse right by them. Nothing, nothing. At the end of the breezeway barn, after like a month of this, I'm going, there's something matter with these freaking cats. They're not eating the mice, you know. Oh, they will. They will. They'll take care of them. Okay, okay. I walk down to the end where I never go, to the other end of the barn, open the sliding doors, right? Step outside. Here's these 2 troughs full of cat food. She's free feeding the freaking cats and expecting them to kill the mice. So, needless to say, we had a big discussion about you cannot free feed the cats that are going to be eating the mice in the barn. Hey, Randy, thank you, sir. Thanks for the super chat.
If you hadn't,
Um,
I was thinking that somebody's feeding the cats if they're not eating mice.
yeah, yeah, and boy, that was it. But it took me. I wasn't the sharpest tack in the pack back then. I was uh, I was just happy to be alive at that point. I just, a lot. My kids were young, and I was getting divorced, and I was having fun, but it didn't dawn on me. A desert eagle, yeah, there you go. Did I miss anything? If I did, guys, put it up.
No, not really.
Okay. Ever
Somebody
shoot
wanted to know if you knew what a pom was, Dave.
a what?
A pom or a pommy.
No, what is that?
A person who originates from England.
A pommy.
Yeah.
No, I did not know that. For
Comes
the first,
from back in the days of transportation of naughty people from England to Australia. Their shirts had POME on the back of them,
oh, I see, I see.
which was Prisoner of Mother England.
Oh, okay, I see it.
And so all POMs who come to Australia are pommies.
I always wondered why you guys called the Brits pommies. So that's
And it annoys them.
educational.
So
See, on this channel, you learn stuff
You,
every day.
you
You
will. I
expand
mean, you
your.
can't help it. It's
Uh,
worldwide.
Mitch can eat rice now. I hope you feel better, brother. Yeah, yeah, nothing worse than that. I've only had it once, man. And worst possible time on a flight from LAX to uh, Buffalo, New York, and just sick as a dog, man. It was the worst experience, the worst 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever it was. It was the nastiest thing, and it took 2 days for that. I never had food poisoning before. It was unbelievable. I couldn't. Uh, let's see what Mitch says. Easy to understand. I do have problems with certain tones because I'm deaf in one ear. Some guys I just can't understand half the time. Yeah, I feel bad for Mitch, man. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. It would drive. I was trying to explain to him how your thing works, where it sends the actual devices that you have sends the signal from one ear to the other ear so you can hear it, but you're still hearing it in this ear, even though the
In mono.
person's talking over here. It would drive me totally insane. He handles it quite well, but I feel for him because he has a hard time if he doesn't have those in and he's not facing, or that person isn't sitting on his good side. He doesn't hear it. He doesn't hear.
It's selective hearing at its best.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I had selective hearing with my wives, not so much with my Thai wife, but with my wife in the past. I've definitely had selective hearing, and I could. It was amazing because when I watched football, because I used to be a gambler, I loved to gamble on football. Um, the I could actually completely block her out, even speaking during a football game. She'd have to yell and shake me, and then I would say, "Yeah, well, yeah, what do you want?" And I was amazing at that. She even was impressed by the ability of me being able to tone completely cut her out of my hearing
Well,
realm.
the brain actually, your eyes and your ears use the same nerve
Jake
path.
can eat right. The what?
So if you're
Sorry.
concentrating on watching your football or whatever,
All right.
and using what little bit of hearing is left to listen to the game, you literally cannot hear anything else that's happening.
No, I could completely block her out. I've been yelling at you for 10 minutes. Well, maybe you should have came up and tap me on the shoulder.
Get your
So that's why you Palmy, okay, download Palmy Best. So that's why Mitch said I could eat with the super chat. I could eat rice. No, we'll use that for the good people of Thailand. I will. I still have to get a coffee on somebody. I can't remember. I did tell somebody I was gonna get a coffee. Probably Joe. But noise environment suck. Yeah, I bet. I bet, Mitch.
If Mitch does a live stream, I'll send him some money for warm milk and cookies.
What did I? Oh, Bobby have to go. Okay, Bobby. Oh, how come it keeps? Okay, I gotta run. Oh, it's jumping. That's why I gotta run. The boss is home. All right, we'll tell her we all said hello and looking forward to meeting up with you guys when you get here. What is this one? However, I have a lean to hear young ladies. I give them a chance to smell my Victoria's Secret lavender body spray. Uh, they're saying bye to Bobby. What is Gary saying? Australians have been able to use the word freely since the probably emergence of the late 19th century as a nickname for the English immigrants, a short form of referring to their complexions. Is it? Do they take offense to it, Brock?
um, for a little while, until they learn that the more offence they take, the more it's going to be used.
So it's one of those things that if you just ignore it and leave it, it's like barking dogs, right?
Yeah, that's
You
it.
just let them lay. Let's see.
Or you tell them that, look, listen, we're calling you Pom. Are we talking to you? Yes. Well, we like you. If we didn't like you, we wouldn't talk to you.
Wouldn't talk to you. Is that the way it is?
That's the
Even
way
with
it
my
is.
hearing aids, also background music on videos, movies, and people are talking. Yeah, yeah. My mom has them. She's 89, I think. I'm gonna say 89. She's needed a hearing aid since she was 60, and she finally got one a year ago. For some reason, the woman just fought to have a hearing aid and be able to listen. I don't understand. I think it was a vanity thing. I think. Pommy is a term of endearment. Okay. What did it say? Opponent hearing aids, unilateral hearing loss, basically the device in my left. Yeah, send it to the other one. That's what would drive me crazy. So when somebody says something, what you look to that side, right? I mean, if this one's sending the
Yep.
message to this one, you would look. They're here talking to you, but you would look this way. I don't know. It's got to be a pain in the ass. But I mean, the next best thing is you just think that you're retired and you're living in Thailand. So screw it all. At least that's my opinion. What did Andy say? I missed something. Andy said, "Reminder to self: buy a small megaphone." Yeah, there you go. He'll be Mitch's best friend. Uh, what did Don say? Gotta love Thailand. How far from Surin and what direction is? I'm about. I want to say from what I'm calling the center of Surin. I'm probably about maybe 5 or 6 kilometers, something like that. Not far. It's if you look on a map or Google's or whatever Google, there's a big C that's right on a corner from an intersection there, and into I want to say I say straight ahead, but I don't know north, south, east, or west. But anyway, from there to the house is maybe 5 minutes, so it's not far. And I would say from there to maybe TOT, which I'm considering is almost downtown in Surin, is another 5 minutes. So my wife, it'll take her 10 minutes to get to work. So she's happy. The reason that she wanted me to or wanted to build on this piece of property because I wanted a bigger piece of property was so that we were close to the hospitals for me and close to her work, so she didn't have to drive far. So I'm not far.
Let's see. Do you head to Home Pro to get to your house from Big C?
No, the other way.
Other
The
way?
other way. The other. You head to Home Pro to get to the house that I'm in now. You head the opposite
Okay.
way. The opposite way to go to the house that the new house. In fact, I'm going to go over there. We'll probably go in the morning. Maybe I'll even attempt to do a quick live stream from the house with Tom. I'll see what's happening. What's Gator saying? My It was a
I
horrible
can't
months, 2 months,
can't find any
probably.
decent landmarks.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's kind of out in the middle of. I can't say nowhere, but compared to where I live now, over by the Robinson Mall, it's a small village compared to that.
Is it anywhere near the Watsuti Tamaran?
No, it's there is no landmarks. Well, if you look at the can you see the airport? Small
Yep.
Plains Airport.
Yep.
There's a
Got the
small
airport.
plains airport. It's down that road that way, maybe 3 minutes from there to the house.
Ah.
It's that way.
So the road runs alongside the airport.
Yeah, I think so. And then goes down, and then you make a left and go over a couple of minutes, and you're right there. I've been looking at Miramar rooms. Do you know anything about? No, I know absolutely nothing about there. Does anybody know anything about Miramar?
Only apparently that the army has been
Thank you.
shooting at their own people, and they lobbed a high explosive shell that landed in Thailand, so that now Thailand is sending troops and UN up to the border.
Yeah, I heard something about that. That was there. I didn't realize where it. I didn't realize where it was. Hold on, guys. I got ice and food.
Yeah, I saw some sticky rice inbound.
Yeah,
That's got me hungry.
yeah. It's my mother-in-law,
Count
and she makes good. I would show you this, but in fact, I will. I will show you my lunch. There's no sticky
guy
rice.
taught alloy.
Let's see if I can do this without. I'm probably gonna have to tilt my camera down. There, that's my lamu that she makes for me with very little low sodium soy sauce and very little fish sauce, and she uses more manao than
Mm.
normal, and it's awesome and it's spicy. It's what I would call Surin Isan food, but very good. Let's
Sounds
see.
delicious.
Somebody went to an AC/DC concert in Los Angeles. Was that Randy? Okay. I'm convinced the first contest caused permanent hearing loss. When I went to, Andy sent me some. I went all the way. I'm going to forget the names of these bands, aren't I? God, I'm going to forget. Anyway, I went and saw Kiss was the opening, and I went there for the band that they were actually opening. Was opening for them for Kiss, and they played like 2 songs and they left. So I was pissed. And I went with a young lady. I don't remember her name or anything about her, but I after 2 seconds, I looked up and the freaking speakers were right above me. Montrose was the band. I'm sorry. I really liked Montrose. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Montrose, but I like their music. And Kiss just jacked the sound up. And I mean, I couldn't even sit there with my fingers in my ears. So I said, I'm leaving. She goes, I want to stay. I said, good, stay. So I left her there. Never saw her again. Don't know how she got home. Don't know nothing about her. But I'm sure I lost some hearing there. What was that?
She probably didn't like that being dumped.
No. She was I was probably early 20s, maybe. And I wasn't big on concerts. Like, I've said in the past, I don't like crowds. I don't like to be bumped into and stuff. But I tolerate it a lot more now. But when I was younger, I was really sensitive to that. But I did go there because I wanted to see Montrose. Let's see, God, I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Here's Mr. Mitch. Let's get in on Mr. Mitch conversation. I had the same problem with the hearing. So you're talking hearing aid, which is good. Mitch, you have a new buddy to talk over hearing aid stuff with. Like I said, I give him a lot of credit, man. It's hard, man. I sent you a little video. Oh, okay. Thanks, Andy. I was wondering what that ding was when I looked over like that. I look at my phone. Andy had sent me something. Candy, Montrose, absolutely. Bad motor scooters. Yeah. Did you? Yeah, I liked Montrose. I think I had them on one of my first cassette tapes when we went from 8-track to cassette way back when. Gator putting up links to Montrose in case no one knows what Montrose is all about. Okay, I'm going to eat a cucumber, so excuse me. I usually try to help out Mitch when we're together anyway. I try to, if somebody's trying to get his attention, I can tell him.
Just yell at him.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I came out for too many concerts with hearing ringing. Yeah, that was probably the worst was concerts. Only went to a few. I made the mistake of trying opium for the first time at a Bob Seger concert live. And the main thing I remember about that concert was I didn't care about the loudness. I remember the saxophone player, he climbed up, or somehow he got on the top of a stack of speakers, had to be 30 feet in the air. Anyway, it was awesome, but it was definitely the wrong time to try the drug opium. And I did a lot of that, have not done it, I'm happy to say, in over 35 years maybe. And no drug free. But I did like to experiment when I was in the 70s. Yeah, he is. Sammy Hager with him. Jake's putting up all the links for Montrose. You'll, but not, a lot of people didn't didn't hear about them. They didn't go over as big as I thought they should have. What time is it in Oz, Mr. Brock? TT wanted to know.
It's 12:03 in Perth. So it's Perth is an hour in front of Thailand.
Your mouse.
And I'm about to have lunch. The wife's making me some.
I'm having my cucumbers, nice and ice cold. I think these are the ones she grows outside. As I started to eat, people have left. Well, it's been 2.5 hours.
It's
I think I'm going to
lunchtime.
finish my lunch. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate it, Catch Boy, Mr. Mitch Gator, of course, Mark King. I'm glad you could make it. Hope you show up more. Brock, of course, Chris, Dowlow, whoever else is still in the chat. Randy, thank you again, and everybody that did the super chat thing. It will definitely go for a good cause. And like I said before, everything that comes through here is going to go through my wife and back to Thailand. So it will always go for a good cause. Anyway, if you guys want to say goodbye, now would be a good time.
Goodbye.
And,
See you, Jake.
I always cut off Jake. So, Jake, I'm going to give you time because I say go, and then you're still talking when I already go into the outro. So,
Take care.
Saying goodbye? Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again for coming, and I will catch you on the next one.